Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and I'm here on New Year's Day to talk about some New Year's plans and some resolutions. Let me start off by saying I love New Year's. I love it better than Christmas because it's such a meaningful, fresh start for me. I mean, it's something like kind of your birthday, whereas like this year after I turn, you don't want to know, I'm going to do such and such and such and such. But I've already started. I started before Christmas, some of my New Year's resolutions, and so I will be sharing those with you. Some of them involve reading, some of them do not. So there's going to be a little bit of cross stitching here and a little bit of knitting, and if you're not into that, then just know that going in. But there's not going to be a lot. Now, first thing, I wanted to let you know about my cocktail of choice because I haven't been drinking enough water. So I have my seltzer water and I have my cranberry juice. And so I'm trying to do a little bit better with drinking my water. My thing about my drinking water is that even with seltzer water, after a while, I get a weird metallic taste in my mouth and I don't like it. So I just add a little seltzer water to my juice, cranberry, orange, or grape, juice of choice. And that helps me choke it down. Sorry. Okay, put that over there. I still have my popcorn. Hopefully you can't see it in my teeth. Okay, so the first of my New Year's resolution is I'm really working hard on keeping up my commonplace book, which I have already 2 entries. The first one is The White Priory Murders. Now, if you don't know what a commonplace book is, let me just back up for a second. A commonplace book is a book where you write down, it's just like Goodreads. You write down what you read, you score it, you put down any interesting facts. Heather from Heather Reads is a master at this, and she has little spreadsheets and everything like that. So her commonplace book is electronic. Mine is pen and scratchy paper. So I've already got down The White Priory Murders. I put down who wrote it, by Carter Dickinson. I put down the copyright date, 1934. My start date, my finish date, how many stars I gave it. And then I said it was a little confusing, but it all comes together at the end. And then the second one I wrote about was the Oxford Book of English Ghost Stories, which is a huge book. I already put it in my shelves, so I don't have it with me to show you. It's a huge book. But I read about 3 or 4 of the stories. I'll come back to it. It was originally copyrighted in 1948, and the stories are great, but it's just a big book. And I don't know if I want to start off 2026 with a big book. I don't know. But anyway, so that's what's going on in my commonplace book. And there'll be other things that go in here, books that I want to read and different things like that. So commonplace book is going well. Okay. Now, what I'm going to read this year is very moody. I'm just going to totally go over to being a mood reader. I've tried in the past to participate in reading challenges, and I never do it, and I never do it right, and I end up getting resentful. So I'm just going to be a complete mood reader this year, and I'm going to read my vintage. I've got tons of vintage that I haven't read. I'm going to read one book. Well, I say that like it's a threat. Who knows what's going to happen in 2026, but at the moment I have plans to do a buddy read with Heather. We're going to read one more modern book. Well, it's a modern book, and it's a vampire story. And I'm excited. I'm so excited about it. But I don't want to reveal the book yet because we haven't decided when we're going to put that out there. So I'm holding off. And then, of course, I'm going to try to come up with some tags with Heather. I'm going to, I haven't been good about doing tags, lately, and so I'm going to try to be better about that. So please still tag me. I mean, it's so pathetic that I'm always like, tag me, tag me, tag me, and then I don't do the tag, but I will be better about that this year. That's my part of my New Year's resolution. Okay. I've been journaling every morning. I don't know if you guys have read The Artist's Way. If I find a picture of it, I'll put it up here. The Artist's Way talks about morning pages. I've been doing my morning pages every morning, and I love it. I love writing in my journal, and I just love letting the pen glide across the paper and seeing what comes out of my brain and falls out on there. It's pretty good. So far, nothing gross has fallen out. Nothing bloody or pussy or anything like that. All right. What else have I been doing? So you guys know that I love to cross stitch, but I haven't cross stitched in a long time. And part of that is because I have so many beautiful things that I could work on. So the other day I went through and I took everything out. I laid it all out on the floor and I looked at everything and I created this bag. What does it say at the bottom? I have a shelf. I don't know what it says. I don't know what it says. But anyway, so I created this bag, and this bag has the items that I'm going to work on this year. And it's really going to be hard for me because I get crazy when I see new patterns and I want to get new patterns. But this has about 5 or 6 patterns in it, and I'm going to show them to you so you know what I'll be working on this year. So this first one is, I've already started. It's called Spring Quaker. Isn't that cute? See, can you see it? I've already started on that. And here's my little tiny start. I think it looks so good on that white. I love it. Okay, so Spring Quaker started and coming along nicely. This one is a full coverage, and it'll take me years and years, but if I don't focus on it, it's really going to get put by the wayside. So this one is Autumn Lane, and it's called Wicked Witchcraft. And it's a full coverage, and I love the colors in it. And let me show you, and I love the fabric that I got for it. Let me show you how far I've gotten. Not that far. This is the top corner of her dungeon where she's making her potions. So I've done that. Worked on that. Okay, this one I need to get finished because I'm so close to finishing it. I've got 2 in here. This one is my Witch's Bell Pool. And I still haven't finished it. I've had this for like 3 years. And I still haven't finished it. But this is the year. This is the year I'm going to finish it. And then I got this one, which I'm going to show you. This is a Jane Austen quote. And it's just a simple monochromatic, not that dramatic. And it says, there's nothing like staying at home for real comfort. And I'm doing that for my son because he and I are stay-at-homers. So let me put this in here and show you how far I've gotten on that. I've gotten ta-da! So I have the frame and a couple of houses at the bottom. And this one is a lot more intricate than I thought it was going to be. So again, I need to focus. So the word of the year for Meg is focus. If you want to put that in the comments in case I forget, focus. That's the word. And let's see. Hold on. I have 2 that I'm going to start. There should be more than 2. So this one I have all of the threads for, but I don't have the fabric yet. My mom has ordered the fabric for me, but isn't this sweet? Isn't that just adorable? It's just a basket full of roses. And the fabric that we picked out to go with it is called Thornfield Hall, which, test your knowledge there. What's my favorite book? Jane Eyre. Where did they live? Thornfield Hall. So this is going to be, I'm going to call this my Jane Eyre piece, even though it's not Jane Eyre. I'm going to start this one. This one will be a summertime start, and I already know that it's going to be a summertime start because I'm also a mood stitcher. And then this one, which I thought was delightful, just the fox. I'm going to do the fox, and of course I'm going to do the greenery coming around him and everything. But isn't he pretty? Okay, so put all those back. That's what I'm working on this year. And then, of course, when we get into spooky season, I will be working more on my Headless Horseman. Yay! All right, so enough of the cross stitch. You've seen enough of that. But I do love it, and I have been letting, honestly, if you want to know the truth, I've been letting work kick my butt, because my work is very thoughtful. You have to have your brain on all the time. You can't zone out. And it's very physical. It's a lot of walking and everything like that. And of course, you know, they have rules. I can't tell you what I do or anything like that, but I work at a hospital. But I'm not a nurse, so don't get excited. Don't think that I could solve you. I couldn't solve your problems. Okay. Last thing I wanted to show you is my knitting. My knitting is just for meditation only. I have decided that I am just going to knit for meditation only. And because it's the only thing I could do to get myself to meditate is just to knit. I'm going to take it out here. And this is just my little pink. This is just knit, knit, knit. And when I do this, this is I'm panicked, I'm nervous, I'm upset, I need to calm down and go to sleep. Just knit, knit, knit. And that's all I'm gonna knit anymore. At least for 2026, because in 2025, I done some knitting with some patterns, and I really followed the patterns well and everything like that, but talk about stressful. You know, am I purling? Am I knitting? Which side am I on? Nope, not going to do that anymore. Knitting is for meditation only. So now we are going to go and look at my bookcases, and we're going to decide on which book I should start on for 2025, or at least start on some preliminary cruisings of the book. So hold on. I said I was joking to my husband. He doesn't care. So here's my book stack. Some of these I've already read, most of them. The Witch of Blackbird Pond is a big possibility. So is Consider Lily. Let's take that one out. Move these 2 over. Papa Was a Preacher. Consider Lily. She Wants to Be an Actress. I've got some over here. Anne of Green Gables I've never read. But then I've got some new... Excuse me. I've got some new Cherry Ames in here. Private... Where am I? Where's my camera? Private Duty Nurse. That might be a fun one to start with. I've got the Plague Court Murders, The Mark on the Mirror, Mrs. Mike, I have been wanting to read for a while, The Moon Spinners, There's Twitch perusing for me. I'm so sorry I was coughing there. You know, I eat that popcorn religiously. And it always gets stuck in my throat. You think I'd learn by now. Anyway, what are your suggestions for my first book for the new year? And do you guys have any? Should I start with a mystery? Should I start with a love story? Should I start with a true vintage? I don't know. I can't decide. I've got too many great choices. Anyway, those are my New Year's resolutions. Commonplace book, knitting for meditation, cross-stitch patterns that I'm going to focus on. And I think I already said reading my knitting books. Oh, and drinking more water. That's important, drinking more water. Anyway, I love everybody out there. Hello to everybody out there. I hope you guys are having a fantastic New Year's Day, and I will check you later.